Oh, you're gonna love this.
Welcome and welcome back for another Magicka Warden build for the Scribes of Fate DLC. Before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, hit that thumbs up if you enjoy content like this, and while you're at it, follow the stream for more exclusive ESO giveaways and a great community. That will be in the description below. Without further ado, let's start with the sets. Our first set is Stoon's Favor. We're only running 4 pieces for the 3 set bonus and the ability to control the weights. We are running a medium helmet and medium shoulder, both are impenetrable, and we're running a heavy chest and heavy legs, both are reinforced. We aren't using trainee pieces or a monster set this time around, but I promise you won't need them because we are running 2 arena weapons on both of our bars. For the front bar, I use the Master's Perfected Ice Staff. It's important for you to have the perfected version for the additional weapon and spell damage that it gives. And of course for the back bar, we are using the Maelstrom's Ice Staff. I'm not focused on doing damage on my back bar, so the normal version is great if you have troubles with Veteran Maelstrom Arena. And for the highlight of this build, Snake in the Stars. Snake in the Stars is a new PvP set that was a part of the Scribes of Fate DLC and is ideal for 1vx PvP. It allows you to punish players who receive heals from themselves and other players, and the more heals on the player, the more devastating the damage from this set. If you're following the fight in the background, every time you see the value 1170 pop up, that is this set putting in work. Moving on for this set, I run 3 light pieces, all impenetrable on the belt, boots, and gloves, as well as the necklace and ring, which are both bloodthirsty. And of course for the last set, we can't forget the Markin Mythic ring, which also is bloodthirsty. Moving along to the skills. The skills that I use are pretty cut and dry with a few slot abilities that I like to swap depending on the fights that I'm getting. For the front bar spammable, of course, I use Frost Reach. This procs the Master's Perfected Ice Staff and allows us to get over 7k spell damage fully buffed and on the offensive. I use Deep Fissure, Bird of Prey, Crystallized Slab, and Arctic Blast. And for the ultimate, I use Dawnbreaker of Smiting. If you don't need Crystallized Slab, you can slot it out for Lotus Blossom or Fetra Infection. And if you don't need Dawnbreaker, you can slot it out for Ice Comet for some bursty setups, or Northern Storm for some massive pressure. For the back bar, I use Blue Betty, Ice Fortress, Resolving Vigor, Wall of Elements, which we use with the Maelstrom's Ice Staff, and Leeching Vines. And for the ultimate, I use Northern Storm. For the slot areas, if you don't need Leeching Vines, you can slot it out for Lotus Blossom. And if you don't need Northern Storm on the back bar, I would use Healing Thicket. At the time of this clip, the race I use is High Elf, but with current changes to damage and mitigation, I would suggest Khajiit or Breton. I use Ozorga's Bear Haunch for the food, and I'm also a stage 3 vampire. When fully buffed with all damage buffs, including continuous attack and the bonus you get from Northern Storm, you can get above 7k weapon and spell damage. And when fully buffed with armor buffs, including Ice Fortress, Resolving Vigor, and champion points, we can get up to 31k resistances on the back bar. Now for the combos. The combos in the setup are pretty straightforward, but like any good player, you want to mix up your combos so you're unpredictable. Your combos include light attacks between each attack and are as follows: Ice Reach, Deep Fissure, Ice Reach, Dawnbreaker, and then continue to keep pressure up with Ice Reach. The next combo, if using Ice Comet, is Ice Reach, Deep Fissure, Ice Reach, Ice Comet, followed by an immediate Arctic Blast. Beyond those 2 combos, you can mix up the attack patterns, and if you're using Fetra Flies, then make sure to weave that in before your ultimate. While on the back bar, most of the combos you need are based on the situation you're in at the time. If you're new to Magicka Warden or PvP in general, it's always best practice to rotate through all your abilities at least once before moving to the front bar. Now for the champion points. Champion points tend to be specific to your playstyle, so the champion points that I suggest fit my playstyle in particular. What I use on the blue tree is Biting Aura, Deadly Aim, Master at Arms, and Fighting Finesse. On the red tree, I use Pain's Refuge, Celerity, Refreshing Stride, and Boundless Vitality. The green tree is purely up to you. And that about wraps it up for this video. If you like the new ESO build format on this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. If you have a Warden build that you would like myself or the community to try out, drop it in the comments below and be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. I'll see you in the next one.